Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger, and I've got here the February edition of the Illinois Entertainer. So, this is a Chicago area rock and roll magazine. What I mean by rock and roll is people that play instruments. If you're into pop or girls that sing, or if you're into dudes that rap at you, that's not in here so much. This is more like guys and gals that play instruments. So it's more guitar related, for lack of a better term. They have Alkaline Trio is interviewed, or the guys on the cover, and then they review some music. So we got the Default, Beast Boy, Third Mind, Joe Strummer, Rob Fetters, and Pink Floyd. So we're going to take a look through here. Rob Fetters released his Mother album. That's his fifth solo album. And I got that. I ordered it. It came a little while ago. I got it. And I listened to it like twice, and I did a first impression review of it, which is on this channel. So we're going to do whatever I said about it, does that jive with this professional reviewer, this guy named Jeff Elbel, did a review for the same album. We're going to read that. Oh, look, here's Pink Floyd, Adam Hart, Mother. There it is, Adam Hart, with the one with the cow on the front. And I'm a fan of Adam Hart, Mother. I don't like all of Pink Floyd's albums. I like Adam Hart, Mother. It's interesting because they distanced themselves from that. They distanced themselves from that album. They were like, "Oh no, that isn't real good Pink Floyd music," but it is. It is. So Rob Fetters' Mother. We have this one here. There's a photo of his mom preparing a family feast. They're having a get together. There's a big roasted pig on the table. And I remember when I first received it, I thought, is that really his mom? And it is. That's her. This homemade lemonade is delicious. Really good. I've got a little mint in there. Rob Fetters' Mother. If you're already familiar with him, Rob Fetters may be your favorite musician that your friends have never heard of. Fetters' regional reach into Chicago and surrounding areas is largely due to his former role in the Bears, alongside co-frontman Adrian Belew, and the great post-Bears power pop trio Psychodots. And boy, when he says great, he's not kidding around. Psychodots were the best band I ever saw play in a bar. Holy cow, were they great. That's three guys. Rob Fetters as the front man. His partner in crime, lifetime bass player Bob Nicewanger, and then this guy Chris Arducer on drums. And they shared lead vocal duties and harmonized with each other. And we lost Chris. September 28th of 2023, we lost Chris. So the late drummer Chris Arducer. Between Toledo and Cincinnati, however, Fetters is a veritable legend as a frontman, songwriter, and jaw-dropping guitar slinger for local heroes in the Raisins, whose roots date back to the early 70s. That band should have been huge, but that's another story, already memorialized in the song Clive. Since 1998's Lefty Loose, Righty Tight, which is Fetters' first solo album, Rob has been building his individual brand with relatable underdog stories, off-kilter spiritual musings, and tales from the home front as a solo artist. Mother is Fetters' fifth solo release and follows 2020's Ship Shake. The singer continues to ply his knack for heart-tugging melody in songs like the vulnerable and wry, embarrassed. It's a shot of painful honesty and recrimination that considers the value of life lessons learned the hard way. Enlightenment is possible, but I wouldn't call it bliss, sings Fetters, a la Warren Zevon, feeling a bit defeated, as anyone who would have sacrificed the moon and the sun for someone who didn't care. Fetters knows his way around to sing along. The embittered but cheeky "Why Love You" should have people singing along at the house concerts and pub gigs. "You only hurt me on purpose," Fetters sings, with all the spite and catharsis of a generally positive guy can muster, against a backdrop of chiming acoustic guitar, carnivalesque keyboards, and son Noah Fetters' bombastic percussion. He is joined by a trio of enthusiastic female voices, notably including that of spouse Susan Swanee Fetters. The pendulum swings far from "Why Love You." With a trio of joyful odes, she makes it up, celebrates a beloved free spirit and partner who makes it up as we go along, gliding atop an irresistible island rhythm. With a swooping George Harrison-style guitar solo, a bristling synthesizer lick, and a fundamental pattern that hints at Tom Tom Club's Genius of Love. The song has one hook after another. The sparkling fingerstyle acoustic guitar of "Nice" follows suit while describing the best kind of luck, happiness at home. The gently tumbling "Always" is a lullaby cut from similar clothing to Tom Petty's "Wildflowers," extending devotion and blessings to a treasured child or grandchild. "She was my number one girl," sings Fetters during the unsettled psych pop of "Brother Mother," referring to the sainted and missed lady named in the album's title. Pondering his own mortality, Fetters muses, "How much time do I have? Maybe I don't want to know." Lifelong bandmate Bob Niswonger of the Raisins, Bears, and Psychodots returns to add nimble bass to "Trouble Was Good." The song takes a backwards glance, marvels at survival, and ponders what's worth carrying forward. "We could argue like enemies or get hooked up like friends," sings Fetters. The performance of "I Don't Know Why" underscores the mental tally of someone who realizes his relationship errors while hanging on to the thread of hope that it might not be too late to correct the course. The measured arrangement and the drone of Fetters' chugging guitar are reminiscent of "Play Your Guitar" from 2013's Saint Ain't. Make no mistake, Fetters can still bend brains as a musical acrobat, tonemeister, and lead guitarist. The young Fetters are allegedly worshipped at the altars of icons like Hendrix, Beck, Rundgren, and Zappa, and he continues to do so with his six-string gurus proud on Mother. Even with the compact even with arrangements that remain tightly paced and compact while incorporating piano sounds eschewing shredfests. Most of the time, the coda of the beautiful but suitable melancholy lamento erupts into an ecstatic guitar solo like a soul-taking flight into the great beyond. The song reflects upon shared dreams that passed away alongside the departure of an unnamed lifelong friend. The lyrics include fond brotherly jabs and tearful regrets. Following our Deucer's death in late September, it's natural to read his presence into the song. The bluesy "Girl on the Cue" features Raisins drummer Bam Powell brushed snare percussion. The song draws on Fetters' recent sojourn in Brooklyn with a skittering and frenetic guitar solo that reflects the sense of being upended by the new surroundings and routines. Fetters has told stories suggesting that this effect was deliberate, that the song was prompted by a real-life tumble onto the subway tracks. The album concludes with the good-natured nudge of "Ready." Judgment Day may be around the corner or already here, but the best anyone can do to act upon a simple mantra of "pay attention, stupid." It works as a personal, spiritual, or ecological metaphor. The album is engaging as ever thematically and is utterly charming musically. Fetters wrote about the futility of chasing success a long time ago with songs like "Try" from Lefty Lucy Righty Tight, and more recently in Ship Shake's "Nobody Now." But hopefully this mother will draw a few more into the brood under her wing. Jeff Elbow, and he gives the album a 9. Which I gotta tell you, asking me to review a Rob Fetters album, I'm just gonna always give it the highest review simply because this music, for me, it hits that pedigree. It's just he's an incredible musician, well-rounded musician. Then the guitar, the magic tricks that he does on guitar is like redefines his uniqueness. I've never heard anybody doing what he does with the guitar. And he's a talented vocalist, singer-songwriter. The strength of his stuff, his albums, is the songwriting, the songs. And there is no lack of pedigree. It's all across the board. All of his albums are the same level. And there's no filler. Like they're all great songs. There's no like throwaway instrumentals or weird sound effect things. It's consistent. Now, when you go back to his first lefty loosey, righty tight, that's much more guitar centric. As he moves along, he is dipping his feet in more adventuresome palette of sounds. So, as a fully rounded musician, he comes into bloom from just being a guitar hero to something bigger and greater than the sum of that part. So, and the guitar hero stuff, it never goes away. It's always there for you. I look at Mother as a high point in his solo career of just 5 albums. But they're all kind of like that. You know, there's that first one that's really guitar centric, and then he starts getting more and more implementing different array of keyboard sounds. There's stuff that's familiar, piano, and certain sounds that he used with his guitar synthesizer that are always there. And then more new stuff is coming in. And studio techniques. He does a lot of really cool production stuff. So as if you're a music person and you're a stranger to Rob Fetters' stuff, most people who came to him through the Bears, unless you were regional. If you lived in that area, you would know who he was from him playing in bars. But most people would have been like listening to these albums in this band he was in with Adrian Blue, the Bears, and then they would come to discover a lot of those blistering guitar solos that were on those Bears albums. They're not Adrian Belew, that's Rob Fetters. And he complements Belew. Their voices go together really magically well. But with the guitar stuff too, because they're different, but they do some of the same tricks, some of the same magic things that they do with the guitar that are really different. They do some of that stuff very similar to each other. They use some of the same devices. So it would be easy to get them confused, but when you realize who this guy is musically, the question that you'll walk away with is, again, like, why doesn't everybody know who he is? Because he's that good. So this is a off the beaten path kind of buried treasure of music. There's 5 of the solo albums that he has released. Then there's the 5 or however many Psychodots albums. And now his old band from when he was very young man, the Raisins, they're getting back together and they're doing some shows in Cincinnati. I bowed out of those. I have this back issue and I don't do well at pushy, shovey kind of front row thing, you know. And it's a little far. I'm hoping that they will tour the Raisins. So Rob Fetters is not he's not retiring. This isn't the end of his career. But if you're not familiar with this guy, Jeff Elbel gave his album a 9. And I've been on here trying to convince people to listen to this guy for years. I've been on here going on and on about Rob Fetters. Till I'm blue in the face. All right, you guys, check it out. You could do a lot worse. A lot. Hug your pets and peace.